What's up, guys? Boogie back again. Welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, we have lots of things to talk about, guys. Man, these dating streets be changing every single minute. One moment the women want the independence, they want the equality, they want to be equal to men, they don't want men to approach them. In another second, women are complaining men are not approaching them. Women are complaining that other women are complaining that other women are the reason why men are not approaching them. And men are confused. It's like, what are we supposed to do? You tell us on TikTok you don't want men to approach you, you hate men and all things like this, but some women are coming out and they're saying that it's because of Me Too, which I kind of agree, because men don't want to be accused falsely because I wanted to say hi to you and then you're screaming, oh my God, assault, or, getting out there TikToks and recording you claiming Me Too, and then the guy's reputation is ruined just because he was trying to approach a woman he thinks is beautiful. So men are giving up on approaching, but now some women are coming back saying, it's not fair, they don't want to approach men, because at some point it's either the men are going to approach or the women are going to approach, or no one is going to approach and everyone is going to stay single. At some point, I mean, something is going to happen. So if men are not approaching, women gotta approach. If the women are not approaching and no one is approaching, we're going to die single. That's the truth. So I'll be putting out down all the links down below to all the channels I'm going to be going through, because some videos I don't finish them, some videos I just want to pick out certain points that I believe that you guys first of all will enjoy, but maybe even learn from. So all the content creators, check in the descriptions. If you feel my voice is too boring, but I think my voice is really sexy and nice, I'll put all their links down below in the description. So without further ado, let's go.
A lot of men are now leaving it up to women to ask for their phone number, pursue them, holler at them. And we talking about men over 40, right? And it's crazy to me because literally a generation before them, those men were the hunters and, you know what I'm saying, pursuing women. And I'm confused because I don't know what the hell happened. Is it
What happened is you guys told men not to be hunters anymore. You said a man coming towards you to approach you is assault. You said, you want your space. You said men are hurting you. So men listen to you. You told them not to hunt you anymore. Why do you even call it hunting? Someone approaching you is not hunting you. He just appreciates the beauty that he sees and he wants to get to know you to take you out. But you guys pull out your phones and you put on TikTok that you don't want men to approach you. And that's men listened.
the Me Too movement that fucked this shit up? Or is it the feminist movement, which none I am a part of, okay? I didn't ask for this shit. I'm trying to figure out who dropped the fucking ball because now we got a whole bunch of men walking around here like they want to be the fucking women and we the fucking men. And it's tiring as fuck, honestly. You meet somebody and they really expect you to like hit them up. They don't do shit no more.
Because why? Because after a man has done the same thing over 100 times, because think about it. A man from the time he turns 18, maybe even from high school, he's approaching women, taking them out on dates. The same thing happens. Either they ghost him, show him they like him a little bit, and then they ghost him, they don't want him anymore. Or if he's not spending enough money, they have an issue with it, then they move on to the guy who has more money. So if a man does this hundreds and hundreds of times every other year, at some point men get tired too. It's like, okay, so you mean to tell me, because guys, I'm telling you, sit down one time, right? Write down the number of women you have taken on dates, how much money you spent on each woman on a date, do the math and see what type of, if you gained anything from it. See how much you spent. You could have used that money to invest in yourself, and then see if any of the women that you took out on dates is still in your life, and see if you can even call any of those women that you took out on dates to ask them for $20. None of them will give it to you. So men are tired. They're like, why do I keep investing if I get nothing in return, if I'm not even appreciated?
And it's really sad that we have these type of men now. But I don't know if it's our fault, not me personally, but women's fault as a whole, because we kind of made these motherfuckers like this. You know what I'm saying? Like scared to approach us, scared to say shit, scared to like even be intimate with you. Men are naturally meant to be um the hunters, and women are the gatherers. Like women don't even have a mental capacity to chase men like how a man is supposed to with a woman. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even in our nature to do it. But it's like we're being pushed into that.
Nah, you guys asked for it. Let's be honest. You asked for men not to chase you. You asked for men not to approach you. But most importantly, you said you're equal to men. You said what a man can do, a woman can do. Now it's your turn to chase. It's your turn to approach men. The man that you like, other women want him too. So you either make a choice. Do I go and say hi to him? Because when men are not expecting you to come ask them on dates, but they just want to see if you have a smile, and you can even say hi to him, because so many times men approach women just to say hi and she doesn't even respond. She gives him that bitchy face of get away from me. And that's if he's lucky. If he's not lucky, she's gonna get her phone, put him on TikTok. Oh, look at this man, he's harassing me. Yeah, they scream harassment. Oh my god, I fear man, look at him, he's approaching me, stay away from me. And then the guy is going to lose his job. He's going to get canceled. He's going to get called all sorts of names on TikTok. He's going to go viral. So when other men see that happening, men are like, no, I ain't doing this. Like, I'm not going to lose. I'm not going to take that risk, because the risk isn't worth it. Plus, you ladies wanted men to stop doing it. You said you're equal to men. So since you're equal to men, it's your time to approach.
And it's not a natural thing. I'm ready for this shit to end. So I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm asking hard questions here, like, what the fuck happened to these men out here? I, oh, we need to go back to how it was, because I don't know how many of y'all sisters is built for this shit, but honestly, I'm fucking not. Okay? We need to put out a fucking PSA. We need to get on a bullhorn and be like, wait a minute, we want to go back to how it was 10 years ago. A bitch is tired. Okay, get on your shit. Send an email, nigga, cause we need this to be a national campaign against whatever the fuck happened. We need to go back to how it was, cause I ain't built for the shit. Let me know if you are.
And you guys realize the only reason they're asking to go back to how it was, they only want to go back to how it was because of something that benefits them, not because it benefits men. So she didn't talk about how many men get accused falsely because of approaching, how many men get recorded and put on TikTok and then go viral and then get cancelled just because he tried to approach a woman. You know, she didn't talk about how men have been investing and approaching in women who ghost them and use them for free foodie dates. You know, everything she talked about is something that benefits her as a woman. When she talks about traditional, let's go back to the traditions of men approaching women, she talked about how what men are supposed to do, like they're supposed to be hunters, they should approach us and do all this, but she didn't talk about what men get from it. It's like everything goes back to benefiting her. Also, she mentioned that, oh, maybe it's the feminist movement and the Me Too movement that messed the things up, and it's not her, it's other women. But listen, guys, she's friends with those same women. So she's calling out men for not being traditional anymore, for not approaching, but she never made a video calling out the women. You guys see that? Because she's still friends. Some of her friends are the feminists. Some of our friends are the ones who scream me too. Some of our friends are the ones who use men for free dinner dates. Because like I told you, any sensible man is going to sit back, do the math, and realize that, hey, listen, if I approach 10 women, maybe one will be really into me, and even her she's going to have like a long list of all these crazy standards. If she has 20 things she wants from me and I can only do 15, she's going to say that I'm not the one. And that's after I've invested in so many dates, taking her out, trying to show her a good time. And she didn't do anything for me. She was just existing. So when men do the math, they're like, it's not worth it. And that's why one of the reasons men have stopped approaching and even dating women. And now some women are complaining and still blaming men. They're not looking in the mirror and realizing, what can we do as women so that men feel like it's worth approaching us and taking us on dates and dating us. But let's go to the comment section, because I know the first guy says it was me too. Yeah. And then the second comment says, if it's not natural and you acknowledge that, why don't you guys acknowledge that you are not men, are not equal to men? Exactly. Because in one sentence, she claims we should go back to the traditions that it used to be, men approach women and the gender roles, but she never mentions. But in the same sentence, she's going to claim she's equal to men and she can do what men can do. Independence Day passes one time a year, independent women finding out the hard way. Yeah, eventually, some women, I don't think all women are going to complain, but I think a good majority may complain and talk about, let's go back to the gender roles, if we're going to be honest. They don't want to keep screaming that we are equal BS. This one says, Kevin Summers predicted all of this, and he was so accurate, and that's scary. Facts. Until this type of woman, because everything she's saying may sound good to her or to some women who want to be approached, but until they call out their friends who are feminist and who don't want men to approach them, until then, it's going to be the same thing. Because she will make a video calling men out, but she can never make a video calling her own friends out. So even if you find a woman who's traditional, but her friends are feminists, chances are they're going to change the way she thinks. But anyway, what do you guys think about that? Next, we have Just Partly Things, and talking about she's teaching Kevin Summers' teachings to school these modern women. Let's get into it.
If, for example, you have a disagreement with your partner,
Okay.
you should be able to communicate how that came about, because men, they use less words. Yeah, they don't want to hear a whole load of talking. Let's be honest. They just want to get straight to the point.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do to be a better partner to you in this situation? Communicating that to your partner, because you're the second in command, if you want to say. Your man is a representation of you, and you are a representation of your man when he's not around. And when he's around, obviously...
Do you think that's what men want?
Well, I don't...
Do you think they want, constant communication, or do you think they want us to shut up?
No. What I will say, I don't know what men want, but I will ask them. I don't assume anything. I'm going to ask you. Every man is different.
Sure.
What, say, for example, what Devontae requires, and what's your name? Sorry,
Phil.
Oh, sorry. Phil.
Yeah.
What Phil requires may be totally different spectrums. Phil's married to his wife. She's got I don't know, but maybe she's got 6 attributes of maybe the 10 attributes he really loves, and that is good enough, and he can work on that. But if you're not self-reflective as a woman and a man together,
I think women don't have to be self-aware though in today's society because because of the accountability element. So there is no impetus throughout your life as you're growing older for you to have to be self-reflective and self-aware because especially if you're attractive, most men give you everything you want.
You can get
there's no need for you to have to think, okay, well, how do I behave in this context or that context?
So that's your fault.
I think that comes with maturity.
To give an example, I was talking to a girl and she's very attractive. And I told her most of the girls around you are with you because you're pretty. And most of the guys that chat to you just want to fuck you. But to her, she just thought, this is all, everybody loves me. Everybody loves me. So at what point in her life does she realize that she's being used? And by the time she's able to realize by when she's mature, she's already beat out by bare man. So where's her value at that point?
It's the same.
Facts. Oh, he was cooking. Because guys, think about it. Because I don't know if you guys understand the magnitude of attention women get. Now, obviously, 90% is from the same men they don't want. But even that alone, think about it in terms of a job. Let's say you a guy and you get a job, or even if you don't have a job, but you have so many companies, even the companies that you don't want, they are offering you jobs. Every single year, every single week, you get all these companies saying, hey, come work for us. You are such a good worker, such a good employee, your skills are so good, come work for us. I mean, why would I work for you when I know if you don't give me a job, the next company is going to ask me to work? I'm going to become prideful. My ego is going to become so big. So it's the same thing with women, because they get so much attention from men. Even men they don't want. The fact that they still get that attention, they don't have to look in the mirror and figure out, what can I do better? They don't care what men want. They don't even care to ask, because she knows if Boogie doesn't want her, Josh over here is still going to give her attention. And what Boogie won't do, Josh will do, even if she doesn't want Josh. She just knows if Boogie is not going to spend $200 to take her out, Josh will spend $500 on a dinner date. And now imagine that happening for almost 20 years. And we're even talking about for average looking women. Now, for the pretty ones, it gets even worse, because the attention is too much, and most guys are willing to spend and do everything for the woman. So she never has the chance to learn.
Why do women always think they're 10s?
Do they?
Constantly.
No, I'm not a 10.
I do street interviews all the time. Girls will say I'm a 10, I'm a 10, I'm a 10. I've had so many girls on the show.
Maybe their friends have lied to them. I don't know.
But I'm saying but I don't have men do that. Men, I've never in my life, I've never in my life had a man say I'm a 10.
Men are more honest. I feel like if I don't look nice, my guy friend will say you don't look nice. Like change that. And girl, girl, you look so cute. So I feel like men accept the reality and they're not gonna lie to you.
You have to. Yeah.
You might not you. Sorry, person X might be really -1. However, her girlfriends, because of mental health and like a lot of things, they might just be like, "You're really beautiful."
Right.
Like,
but that goes back to the point that women don't face reality.
I feel like the women who say that they're 10s don't really believe they are anyway. When you see how they behave, they don't behave like they believe they're 10s. They're just saying it because of what they can get.
But the point is, they can go out in society and be delusional.
Yeah,
And that's normal for women. And women are bailed out of every single bad decision we make.
Can I just say about the 10 business? Most of the women that lie to their friends and say their friend is a 10 knowing she's a 3, I do that. That happens because it allows those women who also feel that they're a 3 and a 4, or maybe a 5 or a 6, feel bolstered up in that group. Do you understand? Feel like the beautiful friend, like, oh yeah, girl, you look good, but when you go out, like your friend's looking a bit tacky and you feel a bit more attractive. That's a dynamic in play, so they're more desirable to men. It's indirect.
Is it insulting for a woman to be called average?
Yeah, it's very insulting. They don't like to be called average because, like you said, every woman believes she's a 10. Even the non-10s believe they're 10s because, again, I'm going to blame men because men give them attention. Us men give them too much attention. Like I said, if I got attention from women, I would think I'm like Brad Pitt. If I got attention from women every single day from the day I was 18 all the way to, I don't know, whatever age, I would think I'm a 10 also, even if I'm the worst looking guy on earth, because that attention feeds the ego. It makes you, in the beginning, you don't think you're 10, you think they're lying. But if 5 people keep telling you, and then 10 more people tell you, and then 10 more people tell you, at some point I see why women believe they're all 10s, because men tell them. Now, whether the men are lying or not, but because it happens so many times, after some time she's gonna look in the mirror and be like, you know what, I might be 300 pounds, but I'm a 10.
I think if it's the reality, it's the reality. Honestly, if you're average, your personality might be like out of this world, but the reality is, to the human eye or to whoever's telling you you're average, that's their opinion. I don't think there's anything wrong with preference. You might be like 10 out of 10 to me. You might be 5 out of 10 to someone else. It's just, and you can't.
But that's a female. Like you're not a 10 out of 10 to anyone if you're average looking.
But then you can't take what someone else has said. If you are average, you know you're average. Go and work on yourself or believe in your average and be that great average. Great in your average.
But I'm saying most people are average. So like oftentimes if I tell a girl she's average, they get defensive and mad.
Because it has a negative connotation. But just tell them fix up and use your brain.
What is average? What is a 3? What's a 10? Let's clarify that.
Do you know that scientific?
10's perfect.
Oh yeah, 10.
Like, what are the things that make people these ratings?
Looks. That's what I was talking about. Like women's primary value to the world is your looks. That's the most like valuable asset that you can get.
Every year when they show the most handsome man, it's like Leonardo, and I'll just be like, he's all right. I don't think he's all that. But scientifically, when you go out and ask people,
yeah,
they'll
because
be like,
you find 80% of men unattractive. That's why you think that.
No, I think he's all right. He's not my type.
I know, but that's why you could find the most handsome man on the planet. Probably
that's what I'm saying.
No, but I'm saying like, let me fit. You keep interrupting me. Stop. And you could find a guy in the top 5% of male handsome, and you still find him. He's all right. And like that's women.
That's true.
Yeah, but I think that's because for men, no, it's changing these days. These days, women really focusing on man's physical appearance, but for men, women don't really care too much about your physical appearance if the money is good. Now, if you don't have the money, they're gonna look at what's your height. For example, if you look at Kevin Hart, most women find him attractive only because they know he's famous. But if it was Kevin Hart working at Walmart, because there's so many Kevin Harts working in Walmart, but they don't get the same attention because they're not famous, number one. Number two, they're not worth $500 million. You feel me? Number three, they're not in movies, but there's so many Kevin Harts. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying now, these days, like I said, women really care about physical appearance, but the only time they really focus on a man's physical appearance is if they don't know how much money he makes.
Women do. We do. Let's be real. We do it.
No,
we
but
do.
I think someone's so nice and she might
We
not
do.
think
Even
they're
when you
nice.
see someone with their boyfriend, you'd be like,
I'll tell him he's nice.
No. When you see someone with their boyfriend,
So you
don't
lie?
think the boyfriend's nice.
No, I'm saying if I think someone's nice, I believe.
No. If you don't think someone's boyfriend is nice, how do you behave?
It's not for me to
No,
comment.
it's the reaction. What's your reaction?
I'd be like,
At least he treats you nice.
To answer your question, I say 8 to 10 means you can get a modeling contract. 8 is you're the prettiest girl in a small town. 9 means you're going to Hollywood based on your looks alone. 10 is damn near perfect. 7, I go off of Kevin Samuel's scale, so I don't do 7s because people are either models or they're cute, pretty. 5 is normal. 6 is cute. Below that. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how. So, but a lot of like on TikTok the other day, I got banned, but before I got banned, I commented on a girl because she was going off on my things, and I just said another average-looking girl coping.
Oh man.
Right, because she was. Because she was mad because I was saying men prefer younger women. It's just true. It's not fun. I don't enjoy that. I'm getting, I'm 25. I'm going to be 26 in November. I don't enjoy that, but it's just true. And if you're average looking at 30, you're below average. But, but like but you see everyone's silent because that's an insult, but it shouldn't be.
It's not an insult.
Wait, what's an insult?
I
don't think it's an insult.
It's even, but if I said average looking guy, no one would really.
Yeah,
No,
but
but
it's contextualized.
Yeah, I honestly believe women's ego is bigger than men's ego, because I know some people believe men's ego. I think men's ego, it's not as big, but it really hurts. Like a man's ego can really hurt. Like if your ego is really shattered as a man, it really hurts. But I honestly believe women's ego is bigger. Like they're more, because women like to throw around the whole thing of men and narcissistic, and every woman's ex was a narcissist. Can you imagine? They throw out the word narcissistic like as if it's crazy. But for me, I believe women are the most when it comes to relationships, they could be very narcissistic because they believe they're not average. They believe most men are average or ugly, but if you turn the same thing that they say about men, they get easily offended. So I agree with this lady right here. Anyway, man, what do you guys think about that? Link down below. All right, next. Let's go to Lapif. black therapist. He's going crazy. I'll put his link down below. He's going viral. Obviously, women don't like what he has to say, but they're talking about DNA tests. So without further ado, let's go.
But are you going to accept that? I mean, I know you watched this panel before, and you see the decorum of the women.
Mhm.
You know that there's some polarity in that, and the reason why is because we have a licensed expert here. Me personally, and I'm not projecting on you, I'm just saying I wouldn't buy it because I know how they truly behave. And I know that these women, particularly, are putting it there in character.
Darwin, did you listen to anything that he just stated?
I understood exactly what he said. I
The
think you
psychological differences
I'm
between
telling
men and
you,
women.
you know
yet
they
you
in character
still
right now.
came the
I
way
don't
you
like
just
it.
came and
You
wonder
don't know.
what
You probably ain't been watching, but yeah.
responses you get, Darwin.
Ty,
And then you said these women as if all of us have the same opinion or same approach to the same topics when we both know that's not true.
No. Listen, I'm not talking about y'all position on a particular topic. I'm talking about y'all etiquette right now. Like I think Sweeney been recording. I think you just set the record this year for 2025 for being able to go longer than any man on this panel without being interrupted. Congratulations to you. I don't know why that is.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I know
you could listen. No, I'm saying you could say it's the degree, or you could say it's a whole host of different things. My field is dominated by women. I primarily work around women. I think it was Jasmine that kind of alluded to this whole transactional process of like what you'll get out of me when you kind of set the tone. When you kind of act this way, then I'll act that way. I see it.
I'll believe you if and only if you visit this show maybe 4 or 5 times. I guarantee you by the 3rd time, they gonna tell you ain't shit. They gonna wipe your ass with the microphone.
Now, Darwin, when have we ever told you that you
right?
Hey,
You just making up.
now
stuff.
you
It be
know
the man
you know
talking.
I don't do
a
that.
hit dog holler.
That's fine by me, but you know I ain't never did it.
You
So
called
the
a
shoe
whole
fit
woman
wear.
a Jezebel and got fully out of character before Darwin, and you know what I'm talking about because I had to tell you, like Darwin, I have never seen you act like this before.
Oh, she was.
But you,
I heard
I'm just saying.
I get
Don't
it.
put it all on us.
There's levels to it. I get it. Yeah.
So Jeff,
Yeah.
I like what you spoke about when you talked about accountability, right?
Mhm.
And how when we say that they've done something, how they would internalize, and it actually goes on to explain to Shan why DNA tests would need to be mandatory. Because, and I created this slideshow while we were sitting up here, and it kind of just shows exactly what women would do if we asked for a DNA test. And I'll put it up here again so y'all can just kind of see the responses after the question. JR, if you could put me on the big screen. Hold on, wait. JR, calling JR. Marcus, put me on the big screen. One of y'all niggas put me on the big screen.
JR said he had to use the restroom, bro.
I'm not in that account right now.
Oh, damn. Oh, well, I basically the slideshow. Oh, okay. And so this question was asked, and this was kind of the women's response. This was almost half of the women responding this way.
They'll leave. You single?
Yeah, that's kind of fast. Who's a speed reader here?
They don't like when men ask for DNA tests.
That's changing super fast, Sweeney.
I don't know. Let me see if I can change the
Because
speed.
that was like a bunch of paragraphs.
Hold on, wait.
So can I say,
All negative response.
while you're trying to pull that up,
It's
Sweeney?
not all, so it's not all. So all the responses in there weren't negative, but more than half of them were. And and the thing was that the women largely were basically saying, if you doubt me, we're gonna have an issue. And that's what happens if a guy comes to a woman and asks her, hey, I need a DNA test. Can we get a DNA test for this child? Her immediate feelings isn't gonna be for his assurance or anything like that. It's gonna be, how dare you doubt that this child is yours? What are you?
They're gonna fight him. Yeah.
Are you telling?
Yeah. In fact, women actually, I think I saw a law. I think it's supposed to be passed in Texas. They were talking about that the moment a woman finds out she's pregnant, they want the man to start paying child support. And men are saying, okay, the moment you find out you're pregnant, let's do a DNA test. Or let's do a DNA test before, as soon as you give birth. And women don't like that law. They talk about, oh no, you don't trust me. It's like women want men to start paying child support as soon as they're pregnant, even before the baby is born. But men are simply saying, once you birth a baby, let's do a DNA test. And women don't like it. They scream, oh, you don't trust me, things like that, because they know we may have to find out that 50% of men who are being told they are the fathers, they're probably not the fathers. Women don't like when, the rabbit has the gun, right?
Telling me that I'm not, are you telling me that, are you accusing me of cheating on you? So that's the reason why a lot of men, because I know that Laisha was like, so y'all telling me that y'all won't ask because of hurt feelings? Yes, because we try to spare y'all feelings when we're involved with y'all. If it means the end of my relationship, if I ask for a DNA test from my wife, or if I ask for a DNA test from my long-term girlfriend, someone I'm in a relationship with, then why would I ask? Why not just have it mandatory, which it'll eliminate your ability your ability.
I'm sorry, Sweeney, but I'm trying to understand that, and I hate to say this in such a vulgar manner, but we're saying that you trust her enough to raw dog it, but you also need to ask for a DNA test?
Yeah, just because a man has intercourse with you without a condom doesn't mean he's the father. You could have done that with multiple different men. Women do that all the time. So because I'm asking for a DNA test, now I'm the bad guy? Why don't you want to give me a DNA test? That means you've been raw dogging other men. Let's be honest. Because why would you have an issue with it?
Because the same girl you're asking for a DNA test from is the same girl you should be using a condom with.
You see the response you just gave?
Nothing
about the insurance. It's all about how, oh, well, if you raw daughter, then why don't you trust her? Well, that's just because I raw daughter doesn't mean that somebody else also did.
Grant her argument. Grant her argument, Lacey.
Yeah.
Do you think it's fair to draw a parallel between an immediate result or immediate proof or confirmation whenever you're inserting into the vagina raw versus something that's got to take a 9-month process and a DNA test on top of it?
Yeah, because AIDS is worse than a baby. So if you're willing to gamble with AIDS, syphilis,
Ask Brother Podcast.
I mean, I don't know. I just would feel like if you don't feel the need to protect yourself from a disease.
Blank slate.
Lacey, you trolling. Lacey,
I'm not.
You are trolling.
Can I say something?
I'm not.
She's not trolling. At the end of the day, she doesn't want men to really find out who the baby daddy is, who the real father is. That is the truth. And that's for some women. Because I've seen a statistic that says 30% of kids don't belong to the so-called fathers. In fact, some guys don't even want to do DNA tests in their marriage because, number one, they are scared they're going to find out the woman was having sex with other men. But number two, they are scared that they're going to find out that because the wife is going to leave him because she's going to claim, don't you trust me? But majority of men, some of you guys out here, your fathers are not your real fathers. And that's because your mom didn't provide a DNA test.
And you know what? Y'all just confirmed that y'all ain't been to therapy.
You are trolling right now at this point.
I'm saying that if you look at this woman like I have to question where her body has been, I would think that you would look at her in the same way when you're on the aisle picking up the condoms, is all I'm saying.
Golly.
What the
So Jeff, I'm gonna ask you a question.
So,
I just want to ask you a question if I could.
Yeah, Trev, you said you about to ask a question.
I think
I'll let you finish your point, then I'll ask you a question.
Okay. Yeah, in regards to why, the reason for why I'm in the camp with Sweeney and some of the other panelists in terms of why it should be mandated is for this very reason. There would be no more arguments. 1/3 of all paternity tests already currently come back with the person who they thought would be the father is coming out as not the father. So that's just the ones that's being tested. Depending on the age range, men and women are cheating at the same rates. And then when you factor in that heavy percentage of men are not even having sex at all. We're in a sexually liberated or libertine environment where the opportunity, or really the optionality, of giving women the benefit of the doubt in the West, we have too much data now to just assume that women will listen well, respond well. All women will just handle it in the greatest way. No, even just having conversations about the idea of it, in panel conversations like this, it can kind of go left.
They don't like it.
Imagine, like Sweeney said, doing this when she's pregnant, doing this when she's close to delivery. You want, if anything, this is one of the few things that men are bitching about that every reasonable human being, I don't see a single argument outside of because the woman would be upset. Outside of if we remove the component of she'll be offended, she'll be upset, you should have thought about this sooner. Outside of these like subjectively semi-superficial justifications, it protects both parties. If anything, I think if it became mandated in a particular region or state, we'd actually start seeing women who are the ones that's popping up as that 30% of people who are lying or who are doing paternity fraud.
Yeah, but the reason they don't want to do it because they know majority of men are going to find out those kids don't belong to them. And sometimes they don't even know who the real dad is. You feel me? Sometimes they may have multiple guys in the same time span, and then if they do a DNA test, they won't even know. Because we have seen the shows of the paternity test fraud on TV. Sometimes they don't even know who the real dad is because they may slip back to back with different men, and they don't know who the real dad is. So if they don't know who the real dad is, obviously they're not going to want to do the DNA test because they're just going to pin a baby on some guy. They usually pin on a baby on the guy they know has the money to pay child support, or the last guy they slept with. Not the first guy, not the second guy, not the third guy, but the last guy. The last guy who claims to be in love with them is usually the one they pin the baby on.
Actually see the women that living in that region, they actually would start to change and adapt, and their behaviors would improve.
No, they won't. I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. They're going to go to other states where it's not enforced to have a baby.
Listen, but every woman's not going to jump up and leave the state. So for the women who choose to stay or have to stay, more than likely when they know that, oh, snap, from the very beginning, this guy didn't sign, he's not the biological father, what you're going to see is a cascading effect of women are going to start to learn from other women's mistakes. And they're going to start to observe where the homegirl that just is getting all these perks, and this guy is working to himself to the bone, and he's paying for a kid that's not even his. Like, a lot of that's going to go away. So no, there is no perfect strategy, but it absolutely, to me, is one that's very logical. It makes sense. And because of the jurisdiction by state and city and region, the rules aren't uniform. If we had one uniform policy, now, and when people say, well, how can we do this, or what would we do this? All the women that say, you know what, Jeff, I'm on to something. You know what? You're saying we don't care about men, and this is clearly something that only impacts men negatively. How can we move in this direction? Stop voting for people that will continue these policies. The very group that girl power and the future is female and this and that, is that the political group that's probably going to run with this agenda? Probably not.
But the truth is they don't care, and they're never going to vote. I honestly believe women are never going to vote for a law that forces them to do mandatory DNA test at birth. Because like I told you, most of them don't even know who the baby daddy is. And like I told you, women support other women, even if those women are doing the wrong thing, because they believe once I'm doing the wrong thing, men won't support them, but I want you, my sister, to support me when I'm doing some BS. It's the sisterhood. So much as I agree, and most men would love mandatory DNA testing, and if they find out you are putting a baby, you lied about paternity fraud, and you're putting a baby on a man who's not the real father, you go to jail the way they do child support. Most women, I'm not going to be okay with that. Anyway, shout out to Ask a Brother podcast, Brother Jafe, and Lapif. I'll put all the links down below. All right, guys, give me a second. All right, guys, I'm back. All right, next we gonna go to, let's see, to Ashley. I think this lady came on because something about she's homeless but she wants a rich guy. So let's go through it and see how we can dissect this.
Okay, so my situation is a little I'm sorry, my heart just started beating really fast. I'm a homeless first-time single mom. I am 32 years old. I waited about 10 years to have my first child. Didn't think I would ever have one. So it was a blessing, but I feel like it's been draining at the same time. I don't want to call it a curse because now I'm just going through a bunch of trials and tribulations that I never, no one ever prepared me for. I prepared myself to never get into this situation, but never say never. I'm a boss babe, have my college degree, always been, taking care of myself. But once I reached my 30s, I kind of gave up on love. I had high standards, but I also gave a lot of people chances. One person, of course, caught me in particular. He already had a child before me. So that was probably a red flag. But, at that point, I was just like, I didn't care. I just want love. So I got trapped into that situation. And now I'm a single mom and I am homeless. I'm getting my stuff back together though, one day at a time.
And when you say homeless, Nicole, I'm assuming, but you're in a shelter or something.
Absolutely.
Right now?
I'm in a
Okay.
shelter.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yes. So I am getting my stuff back together one day at a time. I am now don't want to promote myself at all because this is your platform, but I'm using TikTok as therapy to kind of get my pink back, as they say.
Okay.
And this is what they do. They call TikTok therapy. They call venting on TikTok as therapy. TikTok is, oh my God. Guys, if you meet a woman and all she does is scroll through TikTok, you got you a feminist. You better run. That's a red flag. I'm going to be honest with you. She literally just said TikTok is a therapy. Instead of going to actual, because they scream to black men, go to therapy, but she's claiming TikTok is a therapy. That's already a red flag. And then she's playing victim. She called herself a boss babe. She has a degree, but then she had a baby with a guy who already has a baby. But it's like, I can guarantee you somehow in between, she met men who don't have babies that she rejected. But then the guy she gave a chance was already had a baby. She's not taking no accountability from the beginning.
But right now I am really, I guess, in the mindset. I probably shouldn't be in this mindset of trying to date, but I don't know how else to get out of my mind of not trying to, go back to that person that clearly doesn't care about me or our child. You know what I mean? So I guess I'm looking for advice in terms of anyone that's a first-time mom or a single mom that's just ready to really get back out there and date.
But I think before we even date, I would want you to get your priorities together. That's what I want you to get together. I want everything to be in order, like basic things. Like you said, right now, you're in a shelter. So that's a transitional home for you. You know, and I'm sure they're going to put you in your first home, which is good,
Yes.
So once you get into your home, you get grounded. You start making a little bit of income. I'm sure they'll help you with a job. Then we could think about dating and things like that. But right now, it should just be the focus should be you and baby, which I'm sure it has been.
Yeah.
That can be a lot because it's like, okay, what about me? I get that. Like, you were a woman before you had your baby, and maybe that's what you're also feeling. Like, man, everything has changed.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And are you also creating income? Because I know even there's a girl, she went viral on here. Her name is Khalees, and she was in the shelter temporarily. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that content creator.
I am not. I've
Yeah.
only been on the platform for almost a month now. No, actually a little bit over a month now. I've created great traction with my content because I'm just being my authentic self.
Okay.
But that's not really my goal, right? So in terms of, priorities, you are right. I wouldn't come on here if I didn't have my priorities set, number one. So I am in the...
No, you came on here for advice, which clearly shows you don't have your priorities set. You are getting therapy from TikTok, which tells me you don't have your priorities set.
process of actually getting out of here. We did get approved for our first apartment. It was through New York City Lottery because I am in New York too. So I'm super excited about that. And I used to be a property manager, so it's kind of crazy how I couldn't even help myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and let me also say this, Nicola. When I say get your priorities together, that's not me coming for you. It's the only reason I said that, and I'm not aware of what you have going on, right? The only reason I said that is because you said you were talking about dating. So that's why I mentioned it. I said maybe when you get in your first apartment first, right? You get settled in, you have some sort of income coming in, then you should consider, okay, maybe I'll start dating it again. That's what I mean by getting your priorities straight. Just so you're not, I'm not coming for you or anything like that. I just wanted to say that.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I definitely didn't get that energy from you. But of course, because I wouldn't join the live if I felt like someone was gonna, tag me in that way. Because I'm already vulnerable. You know what I mean? I wouldn't put myself in that situation again. I guess I guess what you're saying is just that I feel like I've been so closed off because before my baby, like he arrived out of nowhere, so I was already so closed off, and now just been stuck in this same time. I feel like for so long, for the past 2 years, really, a year pregnancy. Then my son just turned 1, so I really haven't done I haven't gone out, I haven't done anything. 2 years, it feels weird. So it's like I'm itching to get back out there. You know what I mean? While I'm just looking for a good distraction, I guess what I'm saying, while things are moving, because right now my baby father is like slowly creeping back in, and it's giving me like heart pain.
He's trying to be a father. He's not slowly creeping back in. He's trying to be a father to his kid. But sounds like she wants to go back to the streets. She wants the attention from men. You feel me? And the chances are she's going to become a single mom again with a second baby. It's like they don't learn, man. Because if there was a man in this situation, everyone would be giving him hell. First of all, as a man, even if you're a single dad, you're never going to get shelter. Because at least she was given a shelter after she went homeless. But men are never given shelters.
No, if it's not about the baby, why can't you say no? Like, I'm not here to be, I don't want a romantic connection, but if it is about our son, then yes, we can talk. But outside of that, it's a no.
Because he doesn't see it that way, and he's very controlling and manipulative. And how it's been, I just got the raw end of the stick when it came to him and his child. So
it's always the same shaming tactics. He's very controlling and manipulative. Let me guess, he probably doesn't let you get away with your BS. He doesn't let you play victim. He holds you accountable. Because guys, let's be honest, that's usually the same thing. Once a man has standards, has boundaries, doesn't say yes to everything they say, they call him controlling and a manipulator and a narcissist. They say the same BS.
In terms of him being involved, which is
it's about his family. Is his family helping? His mother, his grandmother's the aunt?
No, they're not involved. I think because the same situation happened with his first baby mother. And then I came along literally 5 years later, and they're like, oh, the same thing is happening again. I think they basically gave up because he's a grown man. He's yes, he's 2 years younger than me, but he's a grown man that's already had a child, that already has another baby mother. And, so I think they just gave up on him. And they see it as if you're not going to, push forward and take care of your child, then we're not going to step in because they already did that the first time.
She came to vent. She came to vent.
So it sounds like he needs time too. It just sounds like a situation. If you try to bring him in for the child, it's going to cause argument because he wants to be intimate with you. Yes. He wants to stay over. So maybe he needs a little time out. That's what I'm feeling. If it gets to a point where you feel like you can't even be in the same space because he may get violent or aggressive, then that's not someone you need to be around with, especially with your child.
He didn't. Oh my God. Guys, the reason I'm reacting to this video because of a couple of things. Number one, how you can tell she's hurting. Like, if we talk about people wanting therapy, she really needs therapy. Number two, how men are completely, painted as the bad guys every time there's an end of a relationship. Now Ashley, as much as I respect Ashley, but now she's talking about aggressive, violent. You don't even know this man. You are literally saying things about a man that you don't know, but because the baby mama is angry and bitter about the man. Man, this shit breaks my heart.
Thing, Ashley. I've already broke the no contact rule because I went no contact with him because it was the other way around. I couldn't be in the room with him without getting violent. It got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore because it's day in and day out. I am the one taking care of our baby, and all I hear is excuses. And when
She's
I
the
call you, you're
violent
out
one.
partying, are you doing something? You know what I mean? So it's like this is all in my face, you know. And then we got into this situation 4 months ago, being homeless, and unfortunately we ended up being homeless literally like 10 minutes away from him. And nothing has changed. So now it's like, it was easier dealing with this entire situation when I wasn't in the same borough as him. But now that I'm in the same borough as him, very close to him, it's very hard to ignore, him and his actions. And I guess I came on here just like, maybe I'm too much in my head. I don't talk to, friends and family about these stuff because I'm weird. I'd rather talk to a stranger because, you know what I mean?
This woman needs to go to therapy, like real therapy. She says she gets her therapy from TikTok, which clearly is not working. And the reason this hurts me even more is because she has a baby. The baby is going to suffer the consequences of the mother's actions. You can tell she plays victim, no accountability. She's trying to mask it with the fake smiles. I mean, I can't even watch this anymore. All right, next. Let's go to Paul Pierce. Talking about passports, bro. This woman attacked men who are going out of the country to go date other women who are not in America, and she's saying men are cheap and the women from outside countries are cheap. So without further ado, let's go.
That's like the episode. Like, is this the current events or the episode?
It's both. It's a little bit of both. That's fine. That's fine. That's really all that I have. The only last thing that I was going to talk about is French Montana. He's dating the princess of Dubai. She's cracking. He's publicly out with her. They're like official couple online, everything. So he said, yeah, I'm out of here. I'm out the country with it. The princess of Dubai. She's cool. She looks like.
How did she become the princess?
I have no idea. She obviously is the
daughter of a queen.
Yeah, or a king.
Jeez, that's major.
So he's out and about with her, living their best life. She's like this blonde situation. She's like white. She's appreciation night. Some out.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Out the country.
Us black men, I'm telling y'all, we need to follow in French Montana steps. You see, he cracking.
He's cracking.
He's like, man, I'm out here with these. No, I'm good.
Don't listen to Paul. There's women in the States that are cool and a vibe.
Nah, it ain't. The States women, they don't have the same values as these women overseas. They value they men. They priority is they men first. They not shaking ass on Instagram every
Not
day.
every woman is doing that, Paul.
That's American women. That's the
He
majority.
didn't say every.
No, not every woman is doing that though.
He didn't say every woman. He didn't say every woman.
I'm not doing that.
There's
So
more women in America doing that than out the country.
I can agree, but they're out the country. Women are getting paid $25 to have sex with anybody. Colombia, go there, Brazil. So please kill it because y'all.
Okay, but men have to spend $500 on a dinner date in America on women. So where do you think men are gonna go? Do you think a man would rather spend $500 on a dinner date on a woman who's gonna ghost him, or go where he doesn't have to spend as much money for a woman to like him? Like, what option do you think men are going to choose? Like, come on, use some logic.
Because I know,
How
and
you know
y'all want to glorify these out the country women. These out the country women, you give them $30, and they're sucking you and all your homeboys' dicks in one night. So stop trying to glorify that. I'm sick of it. Anyways, yeah.
So you would rather they stay and have to pay $1,000 to buy you a gift and to take you on multiple dinner dates just for you to do nothing, like just for you to be there? So you don't want men to spend $30, you want them to come and spend $1,000 on you. Like, which man is going to take that deal? Let's be honest. So what she doesn't like is the fact that men have found ways around her. So she would rather the men suffer with her bad attitude, with her talking over them and, you know, snatching souls and screaming independent, rather than them going to women who are traditional and who don't, you know, speak loudly and be ratchet. It's like they literally want men to suffer dealing with them rather than men finding ways, you know, which are going to benefit them. They would rather men deal with their attitude rather than men finding peace somewhere else. That's all. That's why, because they know themselves, they're not going to get on a plane, then go to Asia, go to Colombia to find a provider man. They know they can't do that.
I mean, only difference between there and here is the price is up over here.
Yeah,
That's the
well,
only
well,
difference.
don't try to say their values are so different than I shaking ass. No, they are. They're
Because
doing
they-
it.
they are.
The
They're
values are
getting
different.
shitted on, shaking ass, and all type of stuff. Yeah. So
Listen,
don't try it.
Man, I ain't trying nothing, but I'm just saying, like, right now, if you ain't taking a girl shopping, if you ain't got no bread, if you it's almost impossible to get
Facts.
a girl out here.
Facts.
If you ain't doing that. Like, you go overseas, you can get a broke nigga, right? Go overseas, he got a couple hundred.
He can get her because he got a couple.
He gonna feel appreciated. Man, so it's a difference. You know what I'm saying is
I
true.
do know what you're saying, but I will say, like, I don't like the whole values thing. And I think that I
values
have to
of
stop. I think for me, it's like, it's a personal thing because it's like, I know I'm not like that. And I have friends that I know are really not like that. So,
Okay, if you think you're not like that, how come you don't have a man who makes $45,000, who makes $50,000, who makes $60,000? Because your claim, if a man doesn't make 100,000 or six figures or more, he's not a good man. He's not worth your time. Because the same way you claim there are good women out here like you, there are so many average men out here. How come you don't have any of them? If you really claim you're different from most women, how come you don't have the average guy? Because your claim average men are not good enough.
I surround myself with women who are like really have morals, have values, have all the things that really like are amazing, bring a lot to the table. So it's like, yeah, I may be a little biased in the sense of that, but I do understand the majority of women out here are trash. I can fuck with that and I can feel you. And I feel like because of that, men are also trash. I feel like it's a bunch of trash just swimming around. And I feel like we just have to reset and clean it up.
Yeah, but the difference is the only reason you claim men are trash is because they are not rich and not willing to spend the money on you that you want. If we're gonna be honest, women claim men are trash because they don't have the money they want. So if a man is not going to pay all her bills, he's trash. If a man is not going to let her speak loudly and be ghetto around him, he's trash. If a man is not going to let her walk naked in public, he's trash. If a man has boundaries and preferences and standards, he's trash. He's controlling. He hates women. He's toxic. That's what they consider as a man who's trash. But the opposite, when the women that you claim are trashy, we know what they're doing. Twerking, being loud, ghetto, bad attitude, they can't cook, they claim cooking for a man is slavery. That's the difference.
So, like, based on like American women values, or us as American people values as a black man here, why would I want to pursue an American woman who thinks that if I'm not on the internet shaking ass or showing my body off, that I'm not cracking? Because that's what the majority think. And that's
Facts.
what the majority do to just feel appreciated. Like, how do I even have a relationship when I'm dating a girl and she on the internet thing turning around, doing all this, but then the day she get mad at me when every day they flooding her comments, complimenting her like, "Oh, you look so good, baby." Like, how do I compete with that in a relationship when you getting all these compliments on the day? How do I compete?
You know what
I
it
can't
is?
give you enough compliments throughout the day that's gonna compete with what you gonna get on the internet.
But you want to know
I'm
what it
saying?
is? Let me tell you something. Women need to really get into a reality check because all those compliments are false sense of reality. No, none of that is quality. None of those men are serious. None of those men are going to take you serious. And I feel like women, they get men in their DMs, they get these comments, and they get this inflated ego. When in reality, you need to come back down to earth, because half y'all don't look how y'all look on the internet. Number one, you don't look like that in real life. The women. You don't look how you look on the internet, bro. You don't. When I see you in real life, you look like a different person. You put way too much face app on, bro. And at the end of the day, when you get all those compliments online, understand that that don't amount to shit. Half of those men are not going to ever take you serious. The other half of those men is not even real. They probably fucking bots. And the little bit of celebrities that you have in your DMs are probably not really going to ever take you serious, sweetheart. Because a real man with integrity, morals, who really wants to have a family is not going to take a woman that's shaking ass on the internet serious. Because if I was a man, I would have automatically sexualized you and I would just want to fuck. Period. Point blank.
Now you know why men are getting on the plane. So don't attack men who are actually going to Colombia to find traditional women. You know it yourself. The only issue is you are complaining because men who have money, like Paul Pierce or celebrities, are choosing to go find traditional women in other countries. That's the biggest issue you have. You know, you don't care if average men go. You only care because now the rich guys like Paul Pierce are starting to talk about getting on the plane and becoming passport bros, because you are looking at it like the rich men should stay here and date us with our high standards. And men are saying no. You know the women ain't shit. You literally just listed all the things wrong with the women. And I hate when they talk about a real man. Like, mama, what do you know about a real man? What about a real woman? They never talk about what a real woman does. They can mention 1,000 things of a real man. A real man should do this. A real man should court a woman. A real man should be a provider. A real man respects women. A real man does ABCD. What does a real woman do? They never talk about that part.
Why are women getting offended when men sexualize women who do that? When they talk to them crazy,
they shouldn't.
When men are coming here like, "Damn, I got you some dinner. What's up?" Because of this, but that's where we at.
But this is two things. I want to say two things. Women have to stop getting offended when they promote themselves as a prostitute, and then when a man wants to have sex with you after he bought you dinner. No, listen. Then you're upset, and men have to stop getting mad when they promote themselves as a trick, and then the woman is expecting money from you. There's two things that we are doing in this generation that is completely fucked up. You're literally sexualizing yourself online. You meet a man and then you're mad that he wants to have sex with you. And then a man is leading with his wallet and, oh, I'm this, I'm that. He's online, Rolls Royce, da 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 da. What's up, baby? I'm gonna take you.
But just because I'm leading with that, I'm not leading as a trick. Like, just because I have some nice things.
No, not that, and not in that way. Not in that way.
If men showing money all the time, doing all that, like,
that's what I'm saying.
How is that?
If you're online, have you been online showing stacks of money and all this? No, that's some corny shit, but men are doing that.
But the only reason men are doing it because women keep talking about they want 6-figure men. They don't want the average guy. You guys have seen so many videos I've made, especially on Kendra G's show. Women saying even a man who makes $90,000 is not good enough. Some of them want $500,000. Some of them saying they only date millionaires. You guys have seen those videos. So you cannot blame men for showing money when in the same sentence you are going to claim a man who makes $70,000 is not good enough. So guess what? The guys who have the money are going to show it. So you can come for them or they can come for you. So you can see them. You can't blame them. Men respond to what women say. Men respond to what women ask for. For example, if women stop saying, take us to dinner, to expensive dinner dates, men will literally stop doing it. Men will literally stop asking women out for dinner dates. If women said, take us to coffee dates, men will start doing that. If women said, let's go on a walk to get to know each other, men will start saying, let's go on a walk. But because women are talking about money, this, money, that, he's not a good guy if he doesn't make 6 figures. So men are like, the men who have the money are like, oh shit, you mean you want money? I got money right here.
talking about you and just someone who acquires nice things.
Is that showing you a trick?
You're acting as one. If
no, you showing that you might, but
no,
like, you know, I get you saying. I get what you're saying. So there's guys out here that might have a stack, but that's all they got.
Yeah, and they look stupid. Anyone who's
but then it ain't really what they saying it is. And they doing that to get the girl. They get the girl, and then the girl,
and then she's a gold digger. Oh my God.
No, but like they tricking the girls just like the girls is tricking the guys. Look, I'm showing you all this money, but I realize I got it like this.
Facts.
And the girls
So
is doing the same
men
thing.
like what they see and women like what they hear. That's why women wear makeup and men lie. Period. So at the end of the day, men like what they see and women like what they hear. That's why women wear makeup and men lie. Period, point blank. So we're living in a reality where people are just going online and they're creating this persona, and then it's not equating to what it really is in real life.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've been in relationships before where it could be whoever that's DMing me. I don't care, the most popping man in the world, which has literally happened. And I will be like, I'm cool. I'm not saying he's the most popping man. I'm saying like people who are cracking in society where other girls will be like, oh my God. For me, I would never, I'm like, why would I ever ruin something that's solid, that's great, that I have a connection with over this motherfucker that's never gonna even be on nothing for real? Like, I would never do that. And I feel like women don't operate from that space. They're just so freaking thirsty for attention. And internet has created that. Internet has created that this high that you get from the likes and the comments and all of this attention that you forget that don't even matter. You take that all away, y'all bitches is sick because you don't have your own value within yourself. You don't.
Again, you're proving his point. That's why men are going. That's why men are becoming passport bros. You literally just said everything wrong with a modern woman. So why would you expect guys to pay for that? Because all those things that you just mentioned, all the women you just talked about, they still expect a man to spend loads of money on them. No, don't get me wrong. All women want providers. Even the women who make millions of dollars, they want men who make millions of dollars and willing to spend it on them. Right? So if we know we have a baseline that all women want providers, as a man, you have to choose, is it worth paying for? Is she the type that I don't mind spending my money on her? So men have to do the math. Should I spend my money on LaQuisha, who's going to be loud, doesn't want me to say anything, won't cook because to her cooking for a man is slavery, or she's independent, you know? Or should I get on a plane and go find me a Colombian mamacita who's going to cook for me, but I don't mind, I'm still going to even spend way less on dates and things like that. So men do the math and like, you know what, this is a better choice.
Don't understand who you are. You don't have worth without having validation from other people. No one can tell me I'm beautiful and I will still look in the mirror and be like, damn, okay, you're a beautiful woman. You look good. You feel good. I don't have to have none of that because I've done the work internally to feel that way about myself, to know that I'm worthy. And it's not even about my looks. My vibe, my aura, and why I feel like I'm beautiful is because of my personality. It's because of how genuine I am. It's because of how I love.
You got to keep telling yourself that at this stage because because when you cooked,
because time is running out.
That you
wow. This is crazy. So you
No, it's just like this. It's just like an NBA player. Think about this. When you start getting up in their age and you're not that good anymore, but you got to go to the gym, make some shots, convince you still good.
No, I don't have to convince myself that I'm beautiful, baby, because I'm the one, never the two.
But you
so
really
that's
cooked
okay.
and you need to retire.
No, I don't.
That's true. He's cooking her. He's cooking her because I can guarantee you 5 years, 10 years ago, she wasn't thinking like this. She wasn't thinking, oh, I got morals, I got standards. And I can guarantee you she has rejected some good guys who would have been good husbands, good partners, but she rejected them maybe because they didn't have enough money. But now 10 years later, maybe she's 30, she's still good looking. Don't get me wrong, she looks good. You know, I'll probably buy her some, I don't know, I'll take her to McDonald's if she wants. She looks good. But I'm saying 5 years ago, 10 years ago, she didn't think the way she thinks now, because now she's older. But the thing is, why wait when you're older to realize that a man shouldn't have to make six figures and millions of dollars to be with you. That's what Paul Pierce is saying.
Fuck
You
up.
out
You
because
see how you do
and
me?
then you get in the
You
game.
see how you do me?
and
That's
you can't
why.
make a shot.
That's why everybody be in my DMs like, baby, you not cooked. Let me take you there. I would never call you cooked. How you
They're
gotta be
lying.
on it. Because at the end of the day,
Listen, they trying to take advantage of a
cooked woman,
man. you know what I'm saying? They trying to take
Facts.
advantage of like.
ain't nothing to take advantage of over here, baby. It's never
just
gonna
like,
get
like
that.
it's just like when you see that wounded duck, and then here come the crocodile. You know.
You're not gonna keep disrespecting me on this
I'm not
platform.
disrespecting. I'm talking
You're
about
di-
animal life.
You're not gonna keep disrespecting
That's
me on
not
the truth after
disrespecting.
dark.
What did I say the last time?
You're not gonna keep
I like
disrespecting
cooked
me on the
food.
truth after dark.
I like cooked
Because you
food.
got me fucked up.
No, I'm just saying the
No,
reality.
seriously.
You gotta just be in the reality of it. Like you're a
Facts.
good looking woman,
She is.
I have to be the reality of what?
but that like you're a good looking woman
Mm-hmm.
and
She is.
everything. And
And what, Paul?
what were we talking about? We were talking about like
He doesn't want to cook anymore. Anyway, man, shout out to Paul Pierce After Dark podcast. Link down below. All right, next let's go to Kendra G. Literally what we just talked about, how women think if a man doesn't make six figures, he's not a good man. Obviously, when they get 40, 45, 50, now some of them, even when they're 50, they're still delusional about what makes a man a good man. But this is a good example. Like for her, if a man doesn't make 100,000, which is the beginning of six figures, he's not a good man. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Okay, what are your deal breakers?
My deal breakers is smoking, any drug related things of that nature. Also, a deal breaker for me is bad financial literacy, bad credit, complete no. Then also a deal breaker.
What's the lowest credit score he can have, Kristen?
Like anything below a 600, like no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he
like,
got a 559. You can't work with him.
can't work at that. No. I want a nice lifestyle. Like, I'm looking for, I'm not going to settle. I know what I deserve. So I want to make sure, I'm not settling with that because financial literacy is so important if I want to build with someone, right?
Now you study.
Every man, every woman, at some point, they settle. Even if she gets a guy who makes $1 billion, she has settled with a guy who makes $1 billion. So when they scream, I'm not going to settle, I know my worth, I know my standards, nobody cares if you don't get your so-called standards, someone with those standards. So either you're settling with someone who has the standards, settling with someone who doesn't have the standards, or settling by yourself alone with dogs and cats.
Gotta have good credit. We gotta make a certain amount of money.
Yes, he does. Yes.
How much money you gotta make to get with Kristen?
I'm like, the minimum is six figures, but at least like $140,000, $150,000.
Okay, so if he don't make, so 140K is the minimum.
Yes.
140,000.
I live downtown.
So
$100,000, honestly, six figures is not even a lot of money.
What does she make?
That's not it. Yeah, and the thing about it, if I'm only asking, and I make way more than that.
Way
So-
So the fact of the matter, yes. Way more than that. Yes.
Way more than that.
Okay. I'm not asking for anything that I'm not
can't
requiring.
do.
Okay. And the thing about it is, let me just be very clear about the amount of money I'm asking for as a requirement. Asking for that amount of money to me
Yes.
shows dedication.
Come on.
It shows consistency and it shows stability. It also shows that somebody is goal oriented.
Come on.
Somebody that is a bus driver can make six figures. Okay.
Yes.
And it shows that he's aligned with his goals, just like I have goals, and he's able to reach them. And the main part about it is you have to be able to bounce back off of hard times. So I want, thank you, girls. See, I got
Yes.
us. I got us.
you see this? Which man makes $150,000 or 100,000 wants to deal with a woman who does this? Who snatches souls? How am I going to take you to a corporate event and people see you talking like this? Like, what the fuck is this? What is that? So you mean if I make $100,000, all I get is this? And if you already make more than $100,000, what does that have to do with a man making the same? I mean, it sounds like you make good money, you take good care of yourself. So why do you need a man to make 100,000 again? Oh, let me guess. Right now you pay your own bills, but the only reason you want a man to make $100,000 is because you want him to come pay your bills, right? Because other than that, why do you want a man to make that kind of money? Unless you want him to spend it on you. And then you can snatch souls.
Okay.
Because she's a queen.
Okay. But it's just basically showing the dedication somebody does have towards their career and making sure they're able to evolve personally as well as professionally.
If you don't got the money, boo-boo, move around.
Don't.
Simple as that. Because it shows dedication, hard work, okay, and commitment.
Because that shows if you're dedicated to your job, you're going to be dedicated to the relationship. Those are the
No.
same traits that I want you to have in my relationship with you.
Yeah, you're wrong. If I'm dedicated to my job, that means it's the priority. You're going to be probably number 2. So if I'm dedicated 100% to my job, I can't be dedicated 100% to you. That's why women who have these men who make lots of money, look at Tom Brady. His wife literally divorced him because he was dedicated to playing football. But she knew when she got with him that that's his priority. So clearly that should tell you that men who make lots of money, they have dedication to their purpose. They're never going to put you number 1.
Period.
Kristen, I ain't mad at you, girl.
Thank you, girl.
I ain't mad at you, girl. I mean, she fine. Can you put Kristen's? I want y'all to see she fine. I put your fine. She fine. She fine.
Show the girl. Let her work.
She said, look, I bring the full package. Heart, hustle, humor, and outgoing. I'm not just looking to meet someone. I'm looking to build something real. Come on now. Give it to her.
Thank you.
Whether that's a deeper connection over late night tacos, what the fuck is going on? Okay, push.
But somehow, age 34, she hasn't found the guy who makes $100,000. Because I can guarantee you, if she said she makes more than 100,000, which means she's in spaces where such men exist. Whatever field she works in, she has crossed paths with such men, with such rich men. But for some goddamn reason, they don't want her. For some goddamn reason, she hasn't been able to lock down one of those guys. Why? Ask yourselves that. How come all the guys she's come across have not been able to lock her down? Because there's no one can convince me that all the men she has met, because she's 34, so no one can tell me from age 18 to 34, which is more than 10 years, no one can convince me she has never met a man who makes $100,000 or more. But for some reason, she hasn't been able to keep one. I wonder why. Maybe because she likes to snatch souls. Maybe she thinks she's a 10, or maybe because she can't cook, or maybe because she's too masculine. Maybe, just maybe because men realize all she wants is for them to pay her bills. Just maybe. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Each other to be our best selves or rooting for the whatever the hell.
We're rooting for the Ravens because I'm originally from Baltimore, but I am now a Chi-Town girl. But yes, I've been here for 16 months.
One thing I will say about you, Kristen, that I admire.
Yes.
You're not a working stage.
Thank you.
You are confident. You're standing 10 toes down in what you want. So I just respect that.
Thank you, Kendra.
Okay, so here's the question. I wonder how she's going to answer this one.
Yeah, but Kendra, here's the issue. Everything you mentioned, men don't care about. That's the thing. The things men care about, clearly she doesn't have now. She's a good-looking woman. Obviously, there's some makeup. She's in shape. Sure, that's one thing. The only thing I see that really men care about right now is she's a pretty good-looking woman. She's in shape. But most men are not willing to put up with her. She's too loud. She's too snatching souls kind of woman that most guys are not going to put up with that for the long term. Because men are thinking, is it going to be peaceful and am I going to enjoy my time with her? Because when she doesn't like something, best believe she's going to start snatching souls.
because I know you got money. Have you ever bought a plane ticket for someone you was dating to come visit you?
No.
No.
No. Because if you want to come visit me, you are going to come and spend the money to be with me, and I'm going to then there show you a good time. But
Guys, give me my flowers in the comments. What did I say? It's not because she wants an ambitious man. It's not because she just wants a rich man. No. On one point, she claimed she makes all this much money, and now she's claiming she wants the man to spend the money on her. So it's not because she just wants a man who's as ambitious as her. She just wants a man who's willing to spend the money. And men are saying, no, I'm not going to spend my money on you.
you need to at least be able to come to me. And the other thing about it is I travel a lot for work, and guys have been like, oh, come to me. Why would you want to come on my work trip that they have my job has paid for? No. You know, the thing was, you're not a city boy and getting flued out. You're not getting flued out to me. No, that's not how it's working.
I know that.
Wait. So if the job flies you to Miami,
yeah.
So he can't meet you in Miami?
Why would he want to come on my work trip? Why we can't go and build our own trip together? Like that's very convenient.
Okay, I understand.
Well,
I'm
because
not here for
you was already
convenience.
gonna be out there.
Right. And you want conveniently come to me.
You got a woman asking you a question.
All right,
Hey, gorgeous.
Speak loud, baby.
Christian, you're beautiful. I love how you present yourself as well. I just think a lot of you corporate girlies, you're leading with the I'm in my own mind. Y'all
Exactly.
and y'all gotta stop that. That's masculine. A man
Unattractive.
Don't care. A man don't care if you work at McDonald's, nigga.
No, that is one of the.
That's facts. And I literally that's what I said. Oh, I make this money, ambitious. Like men do not care, especially men with money. Like a man will literally find a woman who doesn't even talk, and she's just like this. Men will be okay. They will choose a woman who doesn't talk, and I'm talking about like doesn't talk, compared to a woman like her who talks 1,000 words a minute. That is the truth. She talks too much. Oh, I make money. Oh, this snatching. So like the energy is too masculine. The woman is right.
Oh shit.
No, let me tell you, that is one of my flaws. No, one of my flaws is being overly independent, and I do acknowledge that. So thank you so much. That is one of the things I have to work on, is being over independent. But if a man is going to be in my life, he better act like it and provide.
Come on.
One question for Christian.
How you doing, Chris?
Hi, handsome.
I just want to know, is it possible for you to talk without your hands?
Say one time.
Can you talk without your hands?
I can't.
You talk without
He
your
said,
hands.
can you talk without your hands?
Yes, I can talk. You got to hold
No,
them
she
now.
can't.
What? You don't want to.
She can. You see, like she feels like she needs a comeback. She can't simply just say, "Yeah, I can talk without my hands," and that's it. Oh no, I can talk without my hands if A, B, C, D, if you do this, because imagine taking this girl to see your parents, and every time you guys are having a conversation, she's doing this. Like, where did they learn this? Snatching souls. I don't know what it's like they're picking apples from a tree every time.
Your man just told you your whole outfit. No, I'm not trying to do a spin on that one. Hold on.
Hold on, what makes you so aggressive? No, I ain't giving you the mic no more. You too much. You got to calm down.
Here's the deal. Wait,
You got to calm down. Come on, no. Go sit down,
I like
bro.
her response,
Go
though.
sit down.
Let me say this.
I like the
Hold on.
response, though.
Hold on. Let me say this, because here's the deal. You can't say something and be shady and get mad when she matches your shade.
Exactly.
So that's how you can't do that. No. You're done. You're done.
Sit down.
You're done. And here's the deal. This is what we're not going to do. I don't mind us asking questions, because I think we can learn from each other. But it takes a lot of courage to come on this stage.
Yes.
She got dressed today, okay? She looks good today. So you can disagree, but you can't be disrespectful. Okay? That I won't tolerate.
And Kendra, I mean, the reason you're saying that is because obviously you need the ladies to keep calling into your show, and it's the sisterhood. But at the end of the day, if you're not going to hold her accountable in anything that she has been saying, how is she ever going to change? Because I know the type of man she wants is the same type of man you want. So she's direct competition. So maybe that's why you don't even care to give her any advice about the way she's acting, the way she's talking, and her energy. I get that. You both want the same kind of man, the rich, tall, provider guy. But at the end of the day, the truth is you're not helping these women in any way. I mean, from a business perspective, I understand if you try to hold them accountable, they're going to look at you like you're Kevin Samuels. But you're not helping these ladies, Kendra.
That I won't tolerate. We're not going to disrespect her.
Thank you, Kendra.
Come on.
Okay?
Because you're a queen.
And that's
We are one.
So with that being said, and now I'm going to match it. You can't ask the question if you don't make 140. Because she don't care what you got to say anyway. I was trying to ride for some of y'all. But this is why sometimes the ladies pop they collar.
Okay. Yeah.
This is a good example of single women keeping women single. So Kendra is jumping on her bandwagon, and because women look up to her, and she's single too, I think 45, whatever her age is, even the younger women are going to look at her attitude and think this is the right way. Man, we are cooked. Can you imagine having either this or this as your wife, and you're trying to introduce them to your family, to your friends? Damn.
Listen.
Okay, that's her name on the app, and there you have it. Let's
Come
keep
on.
going. Y'all done pissed me off.
Yeah, exactly.
This is Kendra G singles. Because if Kendra ain't snapped on nobody, it ain't a show.
Here she goes, fellas. It's Kristen, Christen, on the Kendra.
So for those of you guys who have 140,000, feel free. You can go to Kendra G's app and find her. She makes more than 100,000. She wants you to make $140,000, and she expects you to spend it on her and to accept her with snatching souls from the air and talking and being loud, whatever she's doing. She expects you to be okay with it. So link down below to Kendra G's channel. But guys, we are cooked. It's tough out here. All right, next we're gonna go to I was gonna go here, but let's go to Anton Daniel's channel.
So we're welfare queens and hoochies. The actual utter ghetto could not even be desirable, even if our life depended on it. The ugliest demographic, the just lost, right? That's what you want us to think. Truth is, we are the most educated. We are extremely desirable. We are the table, the chairs, the foundation, the room, the building, the air you breathe. And it shows, because there's no way in the world a world could be so obsessive about a particular individual or a particular group of people, so much so that we cannot be silent enough for you. The world is so used to siphoning the love, the laughter, the warmth of a Black woman. The world is not used to hearing a Black woman say no. Oh, this world, anything. We never did. And what have you done for us lately?
Okay. So why are Black women not appreciated as much? Okay. Or should they be more appreciated? Or you can speak on what she said, basically.
Wait. That person was just a narcissist. Like she was saying like he said, we are all this and we my air, and I'm like, what? Like I would be more curious of how many Black women here believe they are exactly what she described, because that's crazy. She was a narcissist. I would think a person would just be a person, but
I agree. They scream we're queens, we're the table, we're these, we're goddesses, they scream everything crazy, but then they claim men are the ones who are narcissists. I've never heard a man say, I'm a king, I'm these, I'm the shit. I'm like, Black men don't say that. But Black women always scream how they're queens and we should worship them, protect them, like do everything for them. But if a man says, make me a sandwich, oh, you're toxic, oh, you hate women. It's like, I just said, make me a sandwich. What's wrong with that? You know?
And why was she a narcissist? I'm a little confused.
You didn't hear what she said. I mean, she's talking about y'all don't appreciate. We did everything, like our looks. We're the most desirable. We're the most this. Like we don't deserve. You don't deserve to even be in our space. Like that was too much. She and that's one thing that I think can help the culture of siphon through all the crap is like that person is a bad example. But what she's doing is claiming all Black girls so that she can get that sisterhood card, so she can get the Teflon shield up. So when people come at her, all of a sudden it's like, no, you can't, you're not supposed to. But that's just a bad, terrible person. That's not saying that's every Black woman is like that. I know because my mom's in the other room. She came to visit, birth of my little girl. But it's like, yo, you don't. That person was just a terrible person. Like, ugh. Like don't follow that example. People, human beings, forget Black or white. Just don't follow that example. She was terrible.
I agree.
Anybody disagree with him?
Well, a point of clarification and correction. Black women are not the most educated in terms of degrees. That is Asian women. Asian women have the most degreed demographic overall, and then the most degreed demographic for women.
Okay. Anybody?
Yeah, because they like to talk about how Black men don't have degrees, they're not educated, they're dusty, and then they claim they have the most degrees, the most enrolled, and all those things. They claim they're so smart, and they have college degrees, but they don't talk about how much debt they have, and they also don't talk about how they expect men they date or get married to help them pay off the student loan debts. And I honestly believe that's one of the reasons people don't really talk about why men don't even want to get married anymore. Because chances are, if you're getting to a Black woman who has a college degree, chances are she has a student loan debt, and chances are you are going to be the one to pay for that student loan debt if you're married, because now her debt is going to affect you as a couple.
But I do want to speak to her rhetoric because it's very dangerous and harmful to Black women. It does not. It gives Black women an inflated ego, which makes it hard for Black women to, if we're going back to the first topic about families, it makes it hard for Black women to be in a relationship with a man, any man. And then if we're talking about wealth or generational wealth or anything, you need, for most people, 2 incomes to achieve that. Whether it's your husband starts a business and you work together that business, or both of y'all are working. So particularly for young women, I know some women already made up their mind, you can't tell me nothing. But for the young women who truly want to be married, and Black women who want to be married and have a family, you have got to stop listening to these delusional, I'm going to tell you what you want to hear, but not the reality of the situation, women who are misleading you and lying to you because of pride and ego.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys think that women should be appreciated more in today's society?
Women?
I mean, Black women. I'm sorry.
I think we are over. I don't think appreciated. I don't think appreciated is the correct term. I think we are marketed more. We are pandered more. We are targeted more for consumption. We are targeted more to focus on ourselves. And we are lied to. And I fully realized this. I was in my mid-30s. I was a director. I was well in my career. But when I became pregnant, it became clear, everything is telling you, for women, focus on your career, focus on your career. Nothing is telling you, focus on being a good mother, focus on being a good wife, focus on raising your babies. There is, especially in the mainstream society, there's little to nothing that tells women you need to focus on family and raising children and what that entails.
First of all, she's right, but the opposite is true. There's so much media coverage when it comes to telling women to just focus on their careers, and how family and marriage is slavery, and how women back in the day in the marriage used to be mistreated, and that's why women shouldn't be getting married. In fact, they are promoting being a single mother bigger than they promote marriages. Because look at the comments between a woman who's getting married, let's say on a social media post, on an Instagram post or TikTok, versus a woman who's celebrating being a single mom when she throws a baby shower. The comments under the single mom throwing a baby shower, go girl, oh my God, this and this. Nobody asks where's the father. But when it's a woman getting married, like, make sure he treats you right. Divorce him if he doesn't treat you right. Things like that. Make sure you're not a slave. So some women actually would rather, and they have said it on social media, they would rather be a single mom than being married, because marriage is controlling. They don't have the independence to do what they want. It's slavery. They don't want to cook. The same things they're going to do as a single mom, they believe it's slavery in marriage. So the media pushes different narratives.
I would say to young women, particularly if you're in your mid-20s, and if you want to have children, think of, if you're single, you know what, when I get with whatever man, I need to have a conversation and say, hey, I've saved up money so that when we start having children, that I stay home with my children. I think that needs to be spoken to more loudly over and over again, because I'm a working mother. I love my children, but if I were to do everything different, I wouldn't have spent all those money on trips. I would have really just spoke to my husband and said, look, and we did it for a while with my first, our first child, but I would have said, I need to stay home with my babies. And I'm saying that now because I just didn't even think about it. I thought about children as, you have children, okay, you put them to the side and you get back to work. But then when I actually had my children, I'm like, no, we've been lied to. We've been marketed to that all it is to be a slave to the job. And that's not the most important thing. Candace always made a good point about nothing, your job will not fulfill you as much as having children. And a lot of the people who push back on that didn't have children. So of course they wouldn't know. Even Rihanna, billionaire, has said, this is the most important thing I've done, is having her sons. And now she's pregnant with a daughter. I think, and people just overlook that. But that speaks volumes, and it's not pushed because they want you to be working for the machine. So,
Facts. And the reason it's not pushed, because if a man and woman come together, let's say if I get a woman, me and her will spend less money. So that means because we're going to be living in the same household, in the same house or same apartment, instead of her spending $1,500 or $2,000 on her own apartment, and I do the same, that's $4,000. If we come together and get one apartment, we are spending just $2,000 between us. So that means there's going to be an apartment that's open. It doesn't make them money. So pushing people to come together means they spend less. But if we are apart, there's more money we're spending. That means she gets to work and pay bills, and I get to do the same. You feel me? So it doesn't feed the economy machine. And I think that's what she's trying to say. It doesn't benefit the people who build houses, obviously, the people who have companies and want to keep making, they want more workers to pay them less and things like that. So it's not pushed because it makes the machine money.
I mean, but women have to work nowadays, though. So it's not like they can be like Rihanna. She's a billionaire. She has a business that's running on their own to where she's making money in her sleep.
But before you have children, again, I think young ladies need to consider this if they want to be mothers and wives. Before you have children, you don't always have to go on that trip. You can set money off to the side. If you are dating with intention to be married, you can have a conversation with a serious man, because there are several marriage-minded men who do not mind to say, hey, you're going to work, but when you have babies, it's okay if you stop working, if you save enough so that, or support me, or whatever way, be my support. So, or we need to manage our lifestyle so that you can be home So when they get to elementary, very possible. But again, that's not even, we don't even have those conversations in our community about,
people are having children.
you know,
They're having conversations.
yeah, yes.
But there's also the welfare, welfare thing where, if a woman has, for example, a woman with a baby daddy who's active and paying child support, usually I think they're not even able to be given subsidized housing or Section 8. So there's that factor that women would rather be by themselves, act like they're single moms rather than be with the father of the child, because then they get money from the government, welfare and things like that. So that also benefits them. Also, if they are being okay with the man, they're in a good relationship with the baby daddy, the father of the child, they don't have to take him to child support, so they can't get money from him. Even if we know that if a man and woman are in a relationship and they're raising their baby, they're raising their kids together, even if they're not married, the man is more likely to spend more money on the kids when they all have a good relationship as a family, rather than if a woman breaks up with a guy and then she puts him on child support so he can start giving her money. Usually men spend way more money on kids, but because the women don't get the money directly, they rather put the guy on child support, break up the family, get the child support because they're going to get the money directly. Obviously, we know majority of them spend it on themselves, but they would rather get the government support, the child support, rather than be in a good relationship with the father of the kids and raise the kids as a family.
About staying home and raising the children. And I'm just thinking back in my life and I'm like, wow, how come no one told me? But that's not what is pushed. The push is you be a career woman, you go out there, you have these babies, you dump it off to somebody else to take care of, and then just wish, hope it works. And most often we're tired of both ends. There was an article that's saying women are taking more time to go back to the workplace, especially when they become mothers. And that is the reason. You cannot do both. You cannot push yourself so hard without breaking down on one or the other.
Right. Well,
Coco, I just wanted to ask. I'm sorry.
No. Real quick, I'll say that, and the have kids young, because as a first time dad in their 40s, my back, my shoulders, my knees, my Achilles. Have kids in your 20s, y'all. Come on, stop playing around.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Coco. Do you feel appreciated as a Black woman?
Yeah, by my husband, by my children. I mean, it's a thankless job. By the people. By the people I'm around. People. I'm not to toot my own horn, but people like to be around me. I am an enjoyable person to be around because I give off that energy. I do not feel unappreciated. There's never been a time where it's like, oh, I'm an unappreciated Black woman. No, absolutely not.
I agree. The women, you guys ever noticed the women who are nice, who are soft, feminine, they're not ghetto, they don't snatch souls, they're not loud, they're not ratchet. You guys notice those are the women who never scream, protect us or appreciate us. Those type of Black women never scream how they're not protected and how people don't like them. It's usually the ratchet ones who do crazy shit, who are loud in the streets, who still ask Black men to protect them. She's right.
Do you think most Black women nowadays are appreciated?
I don't think most Black women should be appreciated just because they're Black. I think you should be appreciated by
your character,
who you are, what you contribute to the world, not because I'm Black. I
agree. Like, as a man, like, nobody should just respect me for the sake of it. They should respect me if I'm nice to people. I respect other people. I'm a responsible human being. Then, only then can I be like, okay, I'm good to people. Even then, some people claim they're good to people, but you're not really actually good to people. So I agree. Character should be the number one thing people should focus on. And then we should worry about if you're being respected or anything. In fact, I believe if you're good to people, you give this energy you give out, it's going to be returned to you. It's just the laws of the universe. Am I saying every person you're good to will be good to you? No. But if majority of people see you as a respectable, responsible person, there's no way everyone's just going to disrespect you or not even protect you.
Being Black, but that should not be the reason I'm appreciated. I should be appreciated because I do good in the world.
Facts.
Right. I was going to say the reason why I asked you is because as Black women, the women that are putting in, I guess, the work that matters, right? So I hear a lot of times men say that they don't care about the degrees. They don't care about what kind of career you have. They don't care about how much money you have. And that's really where a lot of the women put their energy at. So if men are telling you exactly what they don't care about, how can you put that type of standard on a man to say, you need to appreciate me for what I'm bringing to the table? But you're not even willing to have his baby, to make sure that he's well fed, and not just saying, oh, just cooking a meal, because you can cook whatever. You can cook spaghetti and meatballs every day, whatever. I'm talking about something that's actually nourishing to this man to make him live.
Look at Jazz. Jazz doesn't like it. The feminism in her is dying to talk.
Longer. I'm talking about uplifting this man whenever he's going out into this world. I'm not talking about just regular macaroni and cheese.
Guys, I'm sorry. Jazz had a woman talking about cooking for a man, and look at her face. Her face changed. Oh my God.
Slapping on a plate, here you go, you're fed. Women are not willing to do that, and women are also not willing to even have babies naturally. You know what I mean? Like where there no epidural, water birth, making sure your mind is right, your mental is there for that baby, putting yourself in a space. Like a lot of women are not even willing to do that. So what kind of appreciation are you really looking for if you always want to give somebody some kind of lip about, oh, he's trying to control me, tell me what I can wear, what I can't wear. He's trying to tell me I can't go out at night by myself. He's trying to tell me this. Listen, you can do what you want, but don't come complaining about appreciation. Put in the work that's needed, and that's it.
The same people that say appreciation.
Yo, you guys know I love Jess, and I've literally told her that I love her. Obviously, she's a good-looking chocolate sister, so I like what I see. But obviously, I disagree with like 1,000,000% everything she has to say. But did you guys see how her face changed when a woman talked about cooking for a man? The feminism in her just came out. The facial expressions. Look at her. Look. Oh my God. She simply said, cook for a man, cook him a nice meal, listen to him, and then you get the protection. But these days women just want to be protected just for being. It's like women say, I won't submit to any man. I'll submit to a masculine man who's a good leader. So they put conditions for when they will be feminine submissive. But when men say, I'll protect you, I'll provide for you if you can cook me a meal and you can respect me and not talk back and be loud around me, it's an issue. They want to be protected and provided for just for being women. But when men say, I want to be respected and submitted to just for being a man, they don't like it. They're like, oh no, only providers, only real men should be treated with respect and submitted to. And it's like, what? The double standards
are the same people that are just trying to get your dollar. The same marketing, the same messaging of, oh, Black women, you're beautiful, you're earth, you're this. That's why you need to buy this bag, and that's why you need to do all these things, and that's why you need to purchase and be a consumer. That's not appreciation. That is debt. That is mental anguish. That is a burden and a yoke that unfortunately Black women have put on themselves because they listen to entities that ultimately do not care about you. They tell you what you want to hear so they can take from you. So you can be a consumer, so you can be a slave to the job, to love and hip, whatever, reality TV shows, to consumerism, to whatever. And that's why it's just important for us to push again, for the ones who care, because I care about my community. I care about Black women. I do. And that's why we, for the ones who care, like Anton, I think it is commendable that you and your wife had children in your 20s. That makes sense. Because me, at 42, I have a 2-year-old. I'm tired. I am tired.
You 42? You got a 2-year-old?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Shout out.
Well, yeah. And Paul Pierce says something.
She still looks good.
I watched the whole Paul Pierce, Dr. Brian interview. Very concerning, very alarming. Black women should not listen to this woman because she is dangerous in terms of what she's saying about having babies in the 40s, whatever. But Paul Pierce made a good point about you should be having your kids younger so you can enjoy your life now. Because when you're 40 and you're almost getting perimenopausal for women in that 43 plus 7 years, and then menopause hits, your hormone levels are changing, they're fluctuating, you're going crazy, you don't have that energy, your bones are breaking. That's the time where you should be relaxing, not chasing, and I love my children, but not chasing little psychopaths that can't sit still, that don't care about your sleep, that don't care about if mommy needs rest or daddy needs, that are so self-absorbed. That's not the time. So
I agree. I think now, though, even if I agree that people should have babies when they're younger, I don't think they should have them if they don't have at least a little bit of stability when it comes to money or income. Because it's very easy to make babies. Everyone tonight, if you want to, especially women, if you want to have a baby, you can just get a man, and one thing leads to another, and you make a baby. 9 months later, you have a baby. But I think people should at least have a little bit of economic stability to an extent. But shout out to this lady, man. She was cooking, good advice to the young ladies. I think this is the type of lady that younger women should listen to. Don't listen to Jazz, even if she looks good. Obviously, you can tell Jazz doesn't like what this woman is saying. But the difference is this woman she's a mom, and she's married, and she's older and wiser. So shout out to her. Shout out to Kamaya. Shout out to Anton Daniels. What do you guys think about that? Link down below. All right. Till next time. Peace out.